Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel. So where do we start with this? Let's see. I would like to show the small amount of gains that I've made over the course of the last year or so that I've been working out. Actually, it's been more like 8 months, uh, off and on. And I'm pretty proud of what I've been able to accomplish so far. But I still have a long ways to go. So first we'll start with a look at my physique. You ready for this? So I started working out probably about a year ago, and when I first started, I was lifting. Actually, started with a 25-pound dumbbell, and like most people who started working out, I made a lot of mistakes, and I actually lifted a 25-pound dumbbell many times, so many times when I first started that I actually ended up with T-Rex arms. Both of my arms were stuck in a T-Rex position for probably about a good week or so. Couldn't move, couldn't fully extend my arms. It was really hard to sleep. It's quite embarrassing. And it was quite embarrassing. So when I first started, the majority of my workouts consisted of basically just curling uh, bicep curls, basically. And it was actually took me probably a good 5 months or so before I kind of started to learn what I was uh, what I was doing. It took me a few months to learn how to lift, and I actually spent my first probably 3 months, 4 months or so on a diet that was called the GOMAD diet, which is where you drink a gallon of milk, whole milk, every single day, and unfortunately, I achieved my desired result of putting on size. Unfortunately, I came to find out that it was the majority of all the weight that I put on was fat, And yeah, so I was pretty used to being skinny my whole life, and I didn't even care if I was putting on muscle. I just wanted to get bigger. So I did the GoMad diet for a few months, went from about 155 pounds up to my heaviest was 196 pounds. And pretty much all of that was fat, which I found out later. So had a huge fail with my GoMad diet. So after I figured out later what I needed to be eating, and I learned about protein and carbs, and learned about all the nutrients and how you need to eat them to put on muscle. I started to lift a little bit better. Well, basically my first 12 months or so, I'm sorry, my first probably 6 months, 7 months or so was me getting really fat, putting on very little muscle, and my entire workouts basically consisted of bicep curls. Later, I started to do started to work on my triceps, basically just my arms, which is why my arms are actually quite big, especially compared to the rest of my body. Uh, so at this point in my fitness journey, if you want to call it that, I understand now what what uh, basically how to work out. I understand what exercises I need to do to put on muscle, and I learned about symmetry, and I learned how stupid it is to work on just a couple of different muscles instead of my whole body. Basically, where I'm at right now, my weak points are basically my legs, because I spent the majority of my time when I first started working out. I spent it on my arms. Later started to do a little work on my chest, but where I'm at right now is basically, if you can see here, my arms and my shoulders are fairly good size, but my chest, I still have a lot of fat in there. My weak points right now are my chest and my back and my legs. Basically, all of my legs, my chest, and most of my back. Fortunately, now I'm on I'm actually on a 7-day split, so I'm working each muscle group one time per week, and I'm trying to bring up all these areas that I never worked on my first few months working out. And even now, even today, I do still have trouble finding the motivation to work on my legs. I'm not a big fan of squats. I'm not a big fan of doing squats. Um, and so let's talk about my diet here for a second. So my diet right now is I'm on about 220 protein. I believe 200 carbs and 60 fats or something. So right now I'm on a cut right now. So I've been dieting for probably about 4 months now. Dieted down from 100 and about 90 pounds to right now I'm at about 167. So I still have actually quite a few pounds of fat to lose, and actually been able to see just how much fat I managed to put on and just how little muscle I managed to put on. So I'm at this point in my diet right now where I just have this last bit of fat here in my stomach and my hips. And so I'm trying to burn this last bit of fat here. And then I'm going to move on to, I'm going to start putting on muscle again. But I've after watching a lot of bodybuilding channels, I actually realized how stupid it is, how stupid it was to put on so much fat. It's been really hard to lose it, and I'm having a lot of trouble losing this last bit of fat. But once this is gone, I'm gonna start putting on muscle again, like I said, and I'd like to put on as much muscle as possible while putting on as little fat as possible. So I'll probably be on maybe a 200 calorie surplus, something like that. And also, since I'm still really new, actually, still kind of basically a beginner, I'm still learning, kind of getting the feel for my body and how it responds to different amounts of calories. On the internet, I would like to invite you on a journey of building muscle.